So welcome to the fifth module of Introduction to C++ Programming. In this module there are only two major topics which we have to deal with. First one is exception handling, and the second one is to handle the out of bound exception. Okay, so only two questions will be asked in theory part. Okay, so let's see that both. So first question is explain concept of exception handling mechanism in C++. So exception are runtime anomalies or abnormal condition that a program encounters during its execution. Okay, so there are two types of exception mainly, that is synchronous and asynchronous. That is exception which are beyond the program controller, such as disk failure, keyboard interrupts, etc., is the asynchronous exception. Okay, so C++ provides the following specialized keywords for this purpose. For synchronous, we are having these three things. Okay, try block, throw statement, and catch blocks. Okay, so see what is try block. It is in case code that might produce an exception. Okay, in try block we will put the code that may throw an exception. Okay, so in throw statement it is used within the try block to signal that an exception condition has occurred. It can throw built-in or user-defined exception. Okay, so throw statement is basically used to throw the error that is encountered within the try block. Okay, so and catch block is basically used to catch that error and will print a specific message. Okay, so subsequent block that catch and handle specific types of exception thrown from the try block. Okay, so multiple catch block can be used to handle different exception types, enabling customized response. You just see this table. We are having try block statement that causes an exception. If that exception is occurred, then it will throw that to the catch. It will throw that to the catch block. Okay, and catch block will handle that exception, having that exceptional handler into it. Okay, so this was all about the exceptional handling mechanism. You can read it. This mechanism allows a program to gracefully handle errors like division by zero, invalid input, and other anomalies without crashing abruptly. Okay, so likewise it is also support propagating exception up to call stack if they are not handled locally, promoting robust error management. So it is very important to handle exception in case of taking inputs from the user to ensure the program what error free program. Okay, so this is all about the exception handling, and let's see the second one. This is catching class exception and rethrowing the exception with an example. Okay, in C++, exception can be user defined by creating classes that inherits from the standard exception class. Caching class exception that allows developer to handle specific error in a structured manner. Additionally, rethrowing an exception enables passing the exception up to the call stack to be handled at a higher level. Okay, so caching class is basically it allows the developer to to handle, like if there are many types of errors, if a program contains many errors, so catching class will ensure to handle that errors very efficiently, and that in a structured manner. Okay, and rethrowing an exception enables passing the exception in a stack so that it can be the error with the higher priority can be handled first. Okay, so let's see catching class exception. Define a custom exception class by inheriting from exception. Throw an object of it class when an error occurs, and then catch of exception by reference to the class type. Okay, rethrow an exception inside a catch block used to throw statement to rethrow the caught exception. These allow higher level function over the main function to catch and handle the exception. Okay, so let's see the example. Define a simple custom exception class, that is my exception class, and it is inheriting std exception, that is standard exception. Okay, so let's see, under this class we are having constant char as what constant non except override, and it is returning a message that my custom exception occurred. And we are having a test function, and inside this we are testing a condition throw my exception. And catch, in catch we are having cout caught in text function e dot what std and applying. Okay, so we are rethrowing at the exception by using this throw statement, and after that we are having main, and inside main we are having test function that is under the try, and we are catching that my exception and e exception. Okay, and see out we are printing caught in main. So what this program will return, caught in text function my custom exception occurs. Okay, so the counter will program counter will go to first this statement, into main. Into this we are having try test function. Where is test function? This is a test function. Inside this we are printing what, throw the exception, throw my exception. So this exception will be thrown, and it will go to this catch block, and caught in the test function it will be printed. Okay, so see the example, caught in the test function my custom exception occurred. So this will be printed. Alright, so after this we are having e dot what. So e dot what, we are having a function, it will go to this function. Okay, and inside this we are having my custom exception occurred, so this will be printed. Okay, so after this will be printed, and what happens after that, caught in main. Okay, so let's see, caught in main function, where it is, this is caught in test function, and then yeah, see, after this statement we are having catch const my exception and e. Okay, and we are printing caught in main e dot what. We are printing e dot what, where is what, see here is the what, and we are printing caught in main. After that my custom exception occurred, so it will be printed. Okay, so I hope this program is clear to you all. So let's move to this third program. We are having the question as explain how array of bound exception is handled. Write C++ program which handles array of bound exception. So see first what is array of bound exception. See, if we are trying to access an element from an array which are not existing, then it should give us a array of bound exception. Okay, so same it is written, accessing a array index outside is bound is undefined behavior, and the compiler does not throw an exception automatically. We should create an function so that it can throw an error. Okay, so let's see how to create. So this is the function for that. Okay, so array index out of bound, that is class public. In public we are having const char what const non accept override, and we are returning array index is out of bound. Okay, so in main function we are having an array is 10 20 30 40 50. We are having the size as 5, and index is initialized. Okay, we are printing index to access. We are taking the what, we are taking input and size -1, obviously since the indexing will start from 0, and try inside the try block we are testing if index is less than 0, if it is negative, or index is greater than equal to size, or it is greater than that of size of the array, and then it should throw an array index out of bound exception, and this exception will be go to this catch block, that is const array index out of bound, and in this exception is printed. Okay, so let's see the output. The output will be first the main function will be run. Inside this will be the what output. So enter index to access. Let's see, user put 2. Okay, so it will test this condition, index is less than 0, so it is not less than 0 since it is 2, and index is greater than equal to size, it is also false, so this will not run. Okay, so directly what it will print, value at index is whatever the value is, that will be printed. Value at index 2 is 30. So this will be the running statement, and since try is failed here, so catch will not implemented and return 0, the answer will be returned, that is the execution completion. Okay, so if user gives a input as 8, see the size will be 8, so 8 minus 1 is 7, so index will be 7. So since in this array it is still index 4, we are we are trying to access the value at index 7, it is not present here. Okay, so it should, what it will do, see, it will go inside this try block and will check whether wait a second. So yeah, let's see, index is greater less than 0, no, so it will fail. And or index is greater than equal to size, yeah, this is true, so this will throw an array index out of bound, so this will be called, okay, so this will throw an error and this catch will catch that error, and it will print exception and e dot what is inside e dot what, that is written array index is out of bound. Okay, so after this exception, array index is out of bound will be printed. See, array index is out of bound. So I hope this question is clear, and this is important question. So let's see the fourth one, that is explain predefined exception in C++ with example. So what is predefined exception? That is the exception that C++ already had to indicate various runtime error and abnormal conditions. Okay, so this exception inherits from the base class std exception. Okay, so this is the base class and provides a what member function that returns an explanatory string. So inside what member we are having explanatory inside explanatory string from the, and this is predefined. Okay, so let's see an example. So bad alloc, the first one is the bad alloc. Okay, so it is thrown when the program fails to allocate memory dynamically via new. Okay, so let's see, inside this main function we are having a try, and in this we are trying to point a new address, that is new int this much. Okay, so if this occurs, then catch block which catch that error and will print this message. Okay, memory allocation failed, and in e dot what, in what function we are having predefined strings, explanatory strings. Okay, so let's see the second one, that is invalid arguments. It will throw and indicate an invalid argument passed to a function. When we create a function and we pass an invalid argument over there, so this invalid argument exception will be arised. Okay, so see an example, void set age int age, if age is less than 0 or age is greater than 100, this error will be thrown. Okay, and we are trying to give age is 150, it is not possible, so this error will be called. Okay, so let's see the third one, that is out of range. It is thrown when an index or key is out of the valid range, often with standard containers like std vector at. Okay, so let's see with the example, int main, inside this we are having try, and what we are doing here, cout v at 5, we are printing vector value at 5. Okay, so since it is out of range, we will get this message. Okay, so let's see the last one, that is runtime error. So it represents error detecting during runtime, often used as the base class for more specific exception. Okay, so in this we are having a process function which are throwing in an exception std runtime error. Okay, so inside the main function we are trying to do something in the try block, that is process, and this catch block is catching this throw exception. Okay, so after this it is printing runtime error and e dot what having the predefined strings. Okay, so let's see the fifth one, that is logic error. Indicates error in the program logic. If there is any invalid logic that program contains, then this logic error will be arised, and like violation of logical conditions, etc. Okay, so the example is void divide int a int b. If b is equal to 0, then this is the logic error. Okay, so this will throw an exception inside the catch block. This will be the printed output. Okay, so with this the fifth module also gets over, and yeah, the next video I will upload for program, so do check out that for completing your preparation in C++ programming. Alright, so wishing you best of luck for your exam, and yeah, bye.